Now, to continue our conversation, please welcome again Dr. Martin Sherman, the founder and executive director of the Israel Institute for Strategic Studies, and David Bedein, the director of the Center for Near East Policy. Again, thank you for being here. So let's begin. You know, we have the Austrian Chancellor, the President of the Czech Republic, Canada. All these people are coming out in support of Israel. Is this a sign of a new doctrine or a new era in Israel international relations?
Well, I would be very cautious before rejoicing. If you remember back in the 2006 Lebanese war, also initially there was a lot of support for Israel, and as the war dragged on, the support was eroded. There may be a change. There might be a change because of the rise of the right-wing parties in Europe. There's certainly been a change in the administration in Washington, and I think that's probably beefed up the support for Israel. But also remember, Israel's been pulling its punches. I mean, you know, any normal nation that was subject to a barrage of hundreds of missiles on its civilian population would have gone in with far greater force. I find it almost inconceivable that Israel doesn't realize that it has to retake Gaza, because the only way you can control who rules Gaza is by ruling it yourself. And there may be casualties, but the fault for those casualties, the guilt for those casualties, is squarely on the shoulders of people who pushed for territorial withdrawal from Gaza. They created what you have, the emerging strategic threat in Gaza is the fault of the Israeli peace camp.
I would say something else. 83% of the people in Gaza live in UNRWA camps, and they are being supported internationally. Mm-hmm. They're not being supported by someone from Mars, internationally.
So you think this is just rhetoric?
Well, here's what's happening. It's not rhetoric. What's happening is that over the last several months, 100,000 youngsters were from the UNRWA schools were trained in military training along the Gaza border with the idea of taking back the homes they lost in 1948, according to what they've been indoctrinated to believe. I have pictures here which come from our film Terror of Return of children under arms, and this is the international contribution. This is what the world has contributed. Now, we sent a letter, for example, and I encourage people who watch this program to ask all the embassies. All the major countries are involved in funding this system. We sent a letter to the British government. The letter we got back was about the fact that there's military training in the schools, something called Al-Qutla clubs. The answer we got, we have tools with which we can use, what do they want, a toolbox? And that was the response we got. And this is what's going on. The kids are being trained this, and so far, they haven't been put to the front line at this point. They may be in the near future. They did move towards the borders, the border fence number of times, and the casualties were minimal because Israel basically didn't react yet. However, this is inevitable. This is going to get very bloody, and we're going to see a lot of children casualties. When we see the children casualties and the other side will play that up, then we'll see whether the international support remains. Because that's the issue that UNRWA is pushing these kids to die on the border for the right of return. And they're convinced of it. They're convinced that that's what they have to do.
Final words.
Yeah, I think much of the fault for international condemnation and international support, or the condemnation of Israel and support for the Palestinians, is the Israeli government's fault. They've been completely derelict in presenting Israel's case. And as I've said before in a number of programs, the amount of resources that Israel spends on public diplomacy is laughable. 1% of state budget is over $1 billion. With $1 billion, you can change a lot of minds and win a lot of hearts. And Israel's not doing that.
All right, Dr. Sherman, David Bedein, thank you both very much for coming in and sharing your insights with us.